competitive police. When people talk about free enterprise police, I understand why some people get very nervous about that. What if there's not proper funding? What if there's not proper training? What about oversight? What about cooperation? What if they only protect the people that they want to protect and not the others? What if they do abuses on civil liberties? No, I have a structure that's going to allow free enterprise police, competitive police within that structure, and the safeguards are probably even better than what we currently have. We have probably the best police system that the world has ever known here in America. Obviously, there's challenges, but you go back in the past and there was a lot more challenges. We have one of the best. I'm saying that I think we can do better. The free enterprise system has always done better. It brings a better quality, better funding, better productivity, better efficiencies. Overall, competitive governance free enterprise system, and the competitive governance is another word for free enterprise to a large degree. They will bring in those benefits with a set of the structure and a hierarchy that's going to bring in all the safeguards, the civil liberty safeguards. So let's go through the bullet points. One part of a citizen's responsibility is to help create, fund, and enforce the rule of law. So that's part of a person's responsibility, a citizen's responsibility. So they have to get a police contract. Now, there's a minimum amount for that police contract. And there's going to be a lot of factors involved in what that minimum cost is. If you have a house that's worth $500,000, you might have to pay a little bit more than a house that's worth $200,000. You have extra land that needs to be guarded by police. That's additional to the addition. If you have a business that has a large business, maybe more than somebody who has a small business, there'll be a lot of factors in. But the target is going to be roughly the same funding we currently have now. And then if the crime rate is too high, we up it. So that's all part of the bullet points. I'm going to help do that. So let's keep on going here. There's going to be a competitive police governance and a hierarchy of leadership. So throughout the whole country, the FBI and the like, all the different law enforcement throughout the country, there will be 12 competitive police systems. Within the state, let's say Virginia, there'll be 12 different state police organizations. Within a city, let's say Chesapeake, Virginia, where I am, there'll be about a dozen different police organizations. Now, there's a lot of problems that you can already think of. We have them all solved. Obviously, and then each police organization is going to help solve those. I have the structure that's going to create an area where it's almost going to be mandatory that the areas and the problems are solved. And if your organization is not doing a good job solving that, not being part of the solution, switch to a different police organization. There's always that ability. Okay, there's going to be a competitive police governance and a hierarchy of leadership. Oh, by the way, this is not a police organization that's going to take care of one geographic area in one part of the state and another one takes care of another one in their part of the state. No, all of them are the full state. The 12 in the city, you got 12 in the city, not taking each geographic area of the city. Everyone does the full city. And their main focus is their members, but they are they help anybody in immediate need. So let's keep on going. A badge requires police officers. So a badge is important. We'll talk about how you get that badge, the training and different things. But a badge requires police officers to protect everyone in immediate danger within guidelines. So it's going to be very similar to what we currently have, but once the immediacy leaves, your police agency starts doing the investigation. And there'll be a lot of factors involved in that. All police business, there's a lot of, I say guidelines. All your police organizations are going to have to work together. So those guidelines are going to be well thought out. And they'll change over time to get better, well thought out. All police businesses must cooperate in many aspects, such as the joint patrols. So a neighborhood, you don't need 12 different cops patrolling one neighborhood. That's just too many people. You don't have the budget for that. So, yeah, they're going to cooperate with joint patrols and unified 911 and maybe some crime labs. So pretty multiple crime labs. Probably every police business in the state will have its own crime labs and the like. Um, and they can cooperate with others. So cooperation is going to be big. Okay. Every citizen and business must contract with at least one of 6 viable police law enforcement businesses. I say 6 because the max size is 20% of citizens. That's the max size of a police organization. The minimum size is the 5%. So that's going to get probably roughly a dozen. But at the minimum, 6 viable law enforcement businesses. Part of the price of contracts would be based on the value of homes or percentage of sales for a business. Again, there's going to be a lot of factors that's going to build into this, but the target is the full amount for the state is going to be roughly the same budget they currently have. The city government as well. Every police business and officer must attain a badge from representatives of 70% of citizens on Law Enforcement Authorization Board. So representatives voted for by the people, actually selected for representative agencies, as I like to say. But it's going to be hard to get a badge. You have to go through that training. You have to go through the police academy. You have to be having serious internal affairs investigation overview. You have to submit to authority to the hierarchy. You have to do the things that you have to do. Let's keep on going. This board will train officers. The board that does the authorization will be doing the police academies. And now they're competitive boards. Don't get me wrong. There's could be competitive police academies. Every big state organization that's doing this will have its own police academy. But there will be a lot of unified, monopolized regulations surrounding that. You have to abide by the civil liberties. You have to have the same standards of evidence, same standards of when can you go into a house, when can you not. We're not going to have different standards out there. They're going to be set by legislators, the judges, a lot of different things. Currently, what we have now is going to be the starting point. And then I think it's going to be better than what we currently have now, eventually, as we go through the system. A competitive rating agencies would have significant access to police records and give high quality information from various perspectives. So if a police officer is cited many times for abuses, the rating agencies can learn that. They're going to have a high access to that. And then they're going to rate a police officer low, a deputy low, and then their badge is going to be taken away because they're not following the system. So let's keep on going. Both the Law Enforcement Authorization Board, the LEA, a Law Enforcement Authorization Board, and the rating system will ensure civil liberties are honored. So just right now, there's systems out there to make sure civil liberties are protected. But in my system, it's going to be 2 different representative bodies, 2 representatives of the people, 2 different bodies, the rating system and Law Enforcement Authorization Board. And they both have the ability to take you out, take your badge away from you. Rating floors will not allow low standards and it will deter abuses. So rating floors, say if you have so many abuses per month or whatever the case may be, your badge is going to be taken. If the crime rate rating floors are exceeded, so murder, car theft, rapes, all the big ones, break-ins. If those crime rating floors are exceeded, set by other legislators, many requirements will have to increase. The budgets of the cops will have to go up. Your contract, let's say you're paying $200 a month for a contract for the police, it'll have to go up to $250, $300, whatever is needed to get those crime rates right back down. And then once people start having to pay that money, They're going to say, maybe we should keep people in jail who are the bad people in jail longer, because people are going to feel it right in their pockets. It's not going to be the general overall budget that people don't feel in their pocketbooks as much. No, $50 more a month going for your police organization because the crime rate went up. It's going to force people to look at, okay, what are my police doing? What are the judges doing? What are the prisons doing? Are we keeping people behind bars longer because I don't want to have to pay this money? It's tying the direct effect of the extra police officers to your budget, not just a general budget from the government that it's hard to see. Okay, your taxes got raised, but for what reason? This is going to be more direct, tying the two together. If the crime rating floors are exceeded, many requirements will increase. That's what I was just talking about. Okay, a lot can be seen at Haley2024.org. A lot more on YouTube on this. I got a whole playlist on Place by itself, and I deal with prisons. I deal with the courts. I deal with writing violent crimes. I have pages writing up a lot of these issues. Until the next video.